All right. Welcome to this social live here. All right. So from wherever you are, your friend Raul Luna here, founder of English.rauluna.com. So welcome to my office here, right in Modesto, California. Hey, I got something special for you, and I'm gonna get to the point. So make sure that you leave me a message down below, whatever is it that you take, share with others, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm gonna be sharing with you. And if you notice, I wrote it there: investor, 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 investor. Make sure that you do not sell your property before you know the following what I'm about to share with you today. All right. So I got a property, ladies and gentlemen, that basically we bought. I think it was at the middle of last month, and we did smart renovations to it. And let me just explain very briefly what a smart renovation is. Smart renovation is basically where you're actually doing light renovation. You're doing renovations that create a big significant value for for what you're investing into it. In other words, you're not only, whatever you're putting in, you're not just getting out what you're putting in, but you're really truly maximizing the potential value that the property could actually gain. Right. So we bought this property in San Francisco, California. It was about the middle of last month, and interesting enough, we decided to do the smart renovations on it because it was, the bones are great, the structure is great, the property just shows really, really well, nice character. And people have been asking me throughout social media. Many people have asked me, Raul, what is it that you're doing with all this, the lockdown, the pandemic, and the quarantine? How is it that you're working on it? And what I can tell you is that basically, when you don't have to do renovations that require permits, like I'll give you an example, like doing a new flooring, like painting the property, interior. I'm talking about interior wise, like doing changing the doorknobs and things like that. You don't need a permit, right? They're basic renovation or cosmetic renovation, but at the same time, you gotta be clever on what is it that you're going to do about it. We went extremely detailed, like detail on the flooring, detail on the molding, very detailed in a lot of things that makes a humongous difference. Okay, like certain levels of mirrors and in countertops, that makes a huge difference, ladies and gentlemen. So we did this 5 things that I just want to pass on to you, especially if you're a real estate investor. All right, make sure that you don't sell your property until you actually get to hear what I'm about to share with you today. So number one thing that we do, okay, before we're going to put a property on the market, right before, basically, we're just going to go ahead and start marketing like crazy, right after we finish the remodel or the rehab. Okay, so right after we finish the remodel, the rehab, well, number one is we make sure that we have to select the real estate agent very carefully, or in our case, we work with real estate agents, and we work with companies like homebay.com. Homebay.com, for in California, works really, really well. Maybe you can find something similar outside of California, or maybe one day Homebay will actually go to other places. But I remember when I started with homebay.com, I started when they first started, and they're basically a flat fee brokerage, but high level technology. All right, you can check them out if you want. But number one thing is selecting who you're going to list it with. And the way we select is, I want to make sure that it's a real estate agent that knows the area really, really well, that it's high producer, because they have, access to special networks like top agent networks. The agent that basically I selected for this particular property, it's an agent that basically meets all those requirements that I just told you about. All right, someone that I met through a referral, that basically I got to work with, many other times. That is crucial. Why? If they're doing high volume, even in this time, guess what? They know, and they have a really good feel for what the market is doing, right? And if they got access to special networks, guess what? They can actually blast off the property, even off market, and it could actually be sold that way as well. Number two, what we did is we staged it. But it's not just with any stager. You want to stage it with a professional stager that loves what they do, that take the extra time and they go the extra mile to make it happen. The company that we use, what I love about them is literally they go and check the property first. They do like a diagram, and then they send us that photos and diagram of how is it going to look like. So they make us envision on how the property is going to look when it's done. Okay. And interesting enough, guess what? The retail buyer, the buyer who's going to end up buying the property and eventually moving into it, they're going to be able to see how that property looks. So one of the things that I like about the staging, and we've tested it, we've sold obviously some of our properties, we've sold them without staging, some of them with staging. And what we found is that staging has, develops a high desirability. Okay. It gives the buyers, the prospective buyers, gives them the vision of how they could actually, decorate or even stage their home with their own furniture. It gives them, a home style. Like it makes them feel like they're at home. It makes them feel like, okay, you know what? I can see myself here. And it gives them a great perspective, right? And not only higher desirability or better, vision of the property, could potentially lead to even, selling for more. Number three, the step number three that we do, we make sure that the pictures are professional pictures. It's interesting to see often more and more times I see people, that list their properties with, with just regular photos, no lighting or very poor visibility or whatever you want to call it. But you've seen pictures that, they're very low quality and you can tell right away. So the number three thing that we did is professional photos, that they're actually done by a professional, a photographer or a company. Okay. And number four, we make sure that the description, it's got to be made by either a marketer or someone that knows how to do a description really well written, that knows how to communicate, that knows how to basically arouse desire and arouse people making themselves as as if they're in the property, even if they're just seeing pictures. So it's not just mentioning. I see a lot of, oh, this house has a great backyard, with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths or whatever it is. No, it's got to read a little bit more like, as you enter into the main entrance, you will be able to, walk directly into the kitchen and feel the designer style kitchen where you're going to be able to, so you almost have to describe the property in such a way that they feel like, like they're already going into the house without even physically being there, right? So anyways, one of the things that I like is when you're working with, high-level producer agents, some of them, they even have already a marketing team that actually, writes those description things, or the description marketing, or you can hire it out, from Fiverr.com or, other sites that you can obviously select from. But it is very important that the description, the marketing description, is extremely well done. And number 5, it is probably the last but not least, it's the one that I focus a lot as well. It's being aggressive in the pricing. And what is it that I mean by that? It's being aggressive by it, because I think it's critical and important. So one of the things that I do is I check on other properties that are available on the market, that are comparable to the one that I'm about to put on the market, that are also renovated, and I carefully make sure to evaluate what is it that they have it at. Okay, and I want to make sure that mine goes below the lowest one. Okay, now that's the way I do it. Why? I want to be able to attract as many, people, from agents to retail buyers, that they basically, I suck I suck the air out of the market by, driving all the people to my property. So basically, for this one, the value, I think the value of the property is about $1.2 million after it has been, renovated. Guess how much is it that I'm actually putting it on the market? Go ahead and comment down below. What do you think that I'm putting it on the market for? Now, and you'll see how aggressive I'm actually putting it in. And it's going to go on the market, what I think tomorrow or the day after. If it's not tomorrow, it's going to be the day after. And I will be able to share even for how much it actually went. I am predicting that it's going to sell rather quick. Okay. I am predicting that it's going to sell for way much more and that it's going to be gone within maybe the first week. I don't think it'll hit the second week. We'll see. So tell me down below, how much do you think I'm actually selling it for? And go ahead and tell me down below. It's worth about $1.2 million. What do you think I'm going to put it on the market for? And if you already guessed, some of the comments, I don't get to see them, especially the ones on Facebook. I don't know why, but I guess I got to find out why. But anyways, I'm going to put it for $898,000, right? $898,000. It's going to go on the market, but it's worth about 1.2 million. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to summarize the whole thing. Make sure that you select the investor that knows that area. Don't just go for the cheap, just for being cheap, because it doesn't work. It's got to be someone that knows the area. It's got to be someone that, at least in my case, that has, that it's a high producer, that it's, that is part of, the reason why on high producing is because they're part of special networks, all right? So number two, stage it. Number three, it's got to be excellent, extraordinary photograph. And number four, make sure that the marketing description is truly amazing. Number five, you got to price it right. You got to price it aggressive, not right, aggressive. Somebody said 2 million. No, it's $898,000. So guess what? I decided to do that because I want to make sure that it goes not only goes on the market, but that it actually attracts traffic. So we'll get to tell you what's going to happen. Let me know down below, what do you think it's going to happen? And then, you know what? I may do a social media live, in the property, so you get to see exactly these 5 points that I just shared in actual visual and in actuality, all right? So congratulations for being here with me today. And always remember that you're one freaking real estate deal away from changing your financial landscape. If you want to continue learning on how to invest in real estate, go to english.rauluna.com and grab my free ebook that basically shows you how to invest in real estate in turbulent times, or my free mini course that you can have access as well, right? So there's a free side and also a paid side. Go ahead and subscribe and get to see you next time. Thank you very much. Have a great one.